Okay, so this is the last bit of O2 and Adventure we have to talk to. It's the last movie involving these characters. It is called The Revenge of Diaboromon, or as I've seen an alternate title for it, Diaboromon Strikes Back. I like that title better. But yeah, while Digimon Hurricane Touchdown was the third movie in the series, this one is a direct sequel to our War Games, the second movie in the series. And it's okay. I like our War Games a little bit more though, but I think that this movie did definitely improve on some things that our War Games lacked, while having the burden of trying to write a story with 2 seasons worth of characters. So let's start this. So our movie begins very similarly to our War Games, with a montage of like where all the kids are and what they're doing, you know, in like their normal activity, while an evil virus Digimon starts eating the internet. Although there are some differences. Number one, the music isn't as good as it was in the first movie. Or I guess it'd be the second movie. In our War Games, the music was better for the montage in the opening. Granted, the Japanese version of this doesn't really have music. And in the English version, we get the Frontier theme, which is, it's acceptable. But the other big difference is, in the first movie there was one virus eating the internet, and now there's multiple viruses eating the internet. Not only that, they are also sending around photos of the previous heroes, like Matt, Tai, and Sora, sending it just in mass emails across Japan because it says it's looking for them. And also another difference is the fact that now the viruses are jumping out of the computer into the real world. That's very concerning. So all of our heroes meet up at Izzy's basement. I don't know where they are, but they need a password to get in, which is stupid. Anyway, this is very interesting to me because this is the largest amount of heroes that we've ever had in one room together in one of these movies. I mean, we got 9 here, which is pretty impressive because, like, all the other movies up until this point have been very, like, exclusive about who can actually talk or do things or who actually can get involved in anything. I mean, we're only missing Mimi, Joe, and Sora. And while I would like them to be here, it's very impressive that we've gotten 9 out of our 12 heroes. So I'll take whatever I can get here. I'd like it if all of them were here, but we'll see if the other ones show up later. So Izzy lays out what we saw in the opening. Virus Digimon are popping out of computers and they're sending emails looking for our heroes. And this is obviously a sign that Diaboromon has returned. So a plan is hatched. Matt and Tai are going to go into the internet, form Omnimon, and go kill Diaboromon a second time, while the rest of the heroes are going to run around Japan and collect all like the little virus Digimon that are running around and shove them into Izzy's computer. And they also explain where Joe, Mimi, and Sora are. Joe is trying to get results from a test back, Sora's on a way back from tennis camp, and Mimi's bitching at a flight attendant on her flight back from America to Japan. So we gotta watch this for a little while. Matt and Tai going into the internet to go fight Diaboromon, while the rest of the heroes just bumble around Japan, you know, trying to collect the virus Digimon in scenes that are supposed to be funny, and they kind of are, but meh. For the most part, they just don't amuse me personally. But after a while, we do learn something suspicious. The little virus Digimon, who I've just learned are named Koromon, are not really acting like Digimon. They don't digivolve when they're attacked, and they're just being sent out en masse across Japan for reasons that really aren't clear. So Izzy gets very suspicious that this is a trap that Diaboromon is setting, that he wants Omnimon to come after him. So Izzy tells TK and Kari to go into the internet to act as backup, and actually Yoli gets to do something, because remember how she could actually do stuff with computers? That kind of trait that seemed to be forgotten in the show? Well, she actually gets to do something with the computer now. She gets to send Kari through the internet. Thanks, Yoli. So we get our rematch started as we enter this. Yeah, this room's not as visually impressive as the one in our War Games, but it's alright, I guess. So our heroes form Omnimon, and TK and Kari show up. And I'm sorry if I can just get sidetracked here. Have Angemon and Angelomon always been that big? To me, they just look a lot bigger than when they appeared in O2. That's just me though. So Davis finds out that Kari's fighting Diaboromon, so naturally he wants to go and help, and he basically commandeers this guy's laptop. And then he gets Yoli to do something. I'm not exactly sure what she does, because in the movie they explain that there are all these Koromon flying around Diaboromon that's draining the powers of the hero Digimon. And then apparently Yoli like opens up like 100 ports, and somehow that stops the power from being drained, and it helps them kill Diaboromon. I don't know what she did, but I'm not gonna complain too much because it means Yoli gotta do something else, and she doesn't get to do a lot during these movies, as well as the series. I'm just glad to see she's doing stuff. You know, she's active, she's being part of the team. I like that. So Diaboromon's dead again, and then all the Koromon fly out of the ports that Yoli opened, and that causes all the ports to close, which traps Kari, Matt, Tai, and TK in this little internet bubble. Meanwhile, all the Koromon just leap out of every electronic device in sight and start moving in mass towards the harbor, apparently all under the orders of Diaboromon, who apparently isn't dead. Veemon and Wormmon get separated from Davis and Ken. It's kind of an important thing, I guess. And then Mimi just randomly shows up when she could be of absolutely no help to anyone. I guess she's supposed to be here for comic relief and just to give Izzy somebody to talk to and explain things to. Because Izzy figures out Diaboromon's plan and how he wants to enter the real world. And I'm feeling lazy, so I'm just gonna play the clip where Izzy explains just exactly how Diaboromon's going about his business here.
You see, it would be too hard for Diaboromon himself to enter the real world because it's too much data for a computer to upload. But the Koromon are just simple files. Their data can easily be transmitted through emails and text messages. That's the genius of his plan. He figured out that even if he were destroyed, the Koromon would still be transmitted off of the internet. And once together again in the real world, their data can combine to form Diaboromon. That's why we have to try to stop that from happening.
Oh, hi, Sora. Anyway, the Koromon cause a blackout and all the trains to stop moving. And also all the Koromon make one giant pile in the middle of the harbor to form a giant Digi-Egg. It hatches to reveal Diaboromon. He starts blowing stuff up. Omnimon escapes from the internet and starts fighting Diaboromon. Meanwhile, Davis and Ken are still running to the harbor, and I may seem like I'm skipping ahead a lot, but it's only because I'm really excited to get to the best scene in the movie.
Huh? Davis! Ken!
Is that Joe on a bike?
Izzy told me you were heading to the harbor on foot, so I brought you this.
Thanks, Joe, but there are two of us and only one bike.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, guys!
Huh?